Wow.
This will be a messy. Oh.
Whoa! That is insane!
All right, guys, so we've got an interesting new project today. Alan Pan and his team reached out and they said, we need very transparent prints. We know you guys do all the high-end engineering stuff like Peak and Ultim and PPSU on your 22 IDEX. You also sell all the Formlabs stuff, and they have great MSLA and SLS technology. We can definitely do something with you. So they're like, all right, we need this part. It needs to be perfectly transparent and clear and look like glass. If you want to see the final results in his video, check the description. There should be a link down below somewhere. So in this video today, we're going to show you exactly how we took the file, sliced it, printed it. We're going to remove it now, wash it, cure it, and then we're going to go and polish it and show you a couple different types of ways to make your clear prints perfectly transparent and translucent, like glass. All right, so we've got our model in the slicer. Now we're gonna place it at a slight angle, and then down here at the tip, we're gonna need to add a hole. This hole will allow air to flow so that there's no cupping effect. All that orange you see, we wanna get rid of that. PreForm software is fantastic with the built-in tools to hollow out your parts, or create textures, or add labels, or even add holes. Super easy, right in the software. So we're gonna go right over here to the Create Hole tool, and we're just gonna make it 2 millimeters. That's plenty for airflow, as you'll see later in this video. And we're gonna place it right at the tip. Easy, just like that. All right, so this whole red area, we're gonna need to add supports. For today, we're just gonna stick with the automatic supports, and let's just auto-generate. Here we have the supports, all nice and clean. Let's just double check them, but we should be good with this. So let's go ahead and send it to the queue. So we printed the part overnight, worked great. Let's go ahead and take it out of the machine. The 4L makes it really, really easy. We've got our clear resin in there and of course our DOS boot. I'm just gonna unlock the top, slide it out like this. Oh, careful on the bottom edge there. And here we can see our part. I close that door and wow, 1/2 side at a time. Let's just see if I can just pop it. Look at that. Well, that was easy. All right, let's put this thing away. So we've got DOS boot. Look at this freaking thing. Now I'm gonna get resin all over the place, but before we cure it, come in and look at these support structures. See how finely attached those are? Like, look right up here, those little connections. So I can just pull that right off. These supports come off insanely easy. You can just sort of squeeze them all too. Squeezing just gives enough pressure on them. Okay, and then on the bottom of the boot, there's a lot more surface. There's a lot more little things. If you look all the way in there, down to the bottom, you can see all those little points. Get these out of the way. This is the closest we're getting to CNC kitchen. This is definitely a drinking device that I think Stefan might appreciate. Look at that. So check this out. Look at all those little supports. So on that kind of an overhang, you need all that support, but then once it starts printing vertically, it needs basically none of it. So this thing's ready to slap into the wash. So we've got a wash over here. I'm just gonna take it, set it in there. That's a really big cavity, so I'm just gonna leave it on the long wash. Okay, the part is done washing, and you can see this is gonna rise up and then it's gonna tilt. Now I should have put it in the other way because as you'll see, it's gonna be full of isopropyl alcohol. Okay, so I'm just gonna take this. Here's a preview, and you can see right there, that's where we put the hole for the air to go through as it's printing. I'm just gonna dump all this out. I'm gonna take this guy, open her up, set it in there, and then hit start. And now it's gonna go for the next 5 minutes, and we're gonna get a beautiful cured part. All right, so we got our DOS boot stiletto mug thing, and we're gonna go over the different ways we're going to make it perfectly transparent like glass. So let's go over the different methodologies. First, we have wet sandpaper. Now these are just sheets of paper. And then I also got this little kit that has drill bit attachment pads. So you get a variety of cutting pads and buffing pads and polishing pads. So that's the first traditional method. It's one way. It's definitely a lot more involved. There's a lot more effort and labor involved. Another option that does work very well is clear coat. So automotive enamel, you know, this is just Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch Ultra Cover 2X Semi-Gloss Clear, and Rust-Oleum Automotive Enamel Fast Drying 2X the coverage. So you can do a lot with the can of clear coat. A third option that we're gonna try today is just mineral oil. We cannot see through it. I'm gonna do a little bit on the inside. Oh, you can already tell. And a little bit on the outside. Oh yeah, significantly more see-through. And now look at the other side. Can't see anything, right? It's not transparent like glass. I can see all the surface texture of the geometry of the part, like the STL file. So we're gonna have to polish a lot of that down to make this perfectly clear. But it is, I mean, that's pretty significant. If you're just going for show, then that is a very, very quick, easy method to get some pretty decent, oh, dude, let me just do this is actually pretty sweet. All right, so that side is mineral oil. That side is as printed out of the cure. So mineral oil is definitely a quick, cheap, easy, fast way to get parts looking beautiful, especially if they're just sitting on a display table or something like that. But we want this thing to be perfectly clear like glass. So Cole ended up dropping by with some extra goodies from home. So we've actually now got
A random orbital sander, my mini one. I love this thing, I use it constantly. Get one. I use this thing way more than my big one. A flexible pad to interface between the orbital sander and the sandpaper, and I'll be wet sanding and just seeing how it goes. And then a series of plastic polishes, cutting. It's basically just fine cutting compound to see how naturally transparent we can make this. And I've had some luck in the past, but I haven't used this particular resin.
And then to get even further down in to the tip of the dust boot, using some Dremel tools, right?
Oh, yeah. And I have all of these special little, I brought all these up from home because I'm a maniac and I own all this. So these are just polishing pads that go on a Dremel.
What's this?
Slightly soapy water because I'm wet sanding. I don't want dust. And it also helps carry away contaminants. So once something's been sanded, it helps to keep it suspended in the water.
We're gonna start by focusing on the very bottom of the part because we had all the support interfaces there.
Oh, I actually need to sand that then with something stronger.
So I'll let you go for it.
All right.
I'm gonna run and answer some phone calls and do some other stuff. If you guys are interested, here at Vision Miner, we sell high performance 3D printers and materials like Peak, Ultim, PPSU, all the Formlabs, SLA, SLS, and we're here to support it and consult you to buy the right equipment, but then also train you to use it using our wiki documentation, our video tutorials, our training, our support. And we're here to make your company have a good time with additive manufacturing. So if you need anything, give us a call, shoot us an email. We're here to help. Other than that, Cole, take it away.
Thank you, Rob. Let's begin. So there is a bunch of support material on the bottom here. I'm going to start with an 800. My main concern is cutting too deep at any point. You hit it on the wrong angle and it cuts too deep once, then you have to level all that out and sand all that out. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Now with the random orbital, it's important that you can press hard. You want to keep that random orbital motion, and if you push too hard, it just becomes a sander. You can see the elevation changes from the supports. It's not perfectly flat, so I'm going to bring that down to perfectly flat. This will be a messy job, but it's, oh my God, you can feel it going through my pants. Better, way better, way better. We'll hit it again with 800, and I'm just going to keep going up in grit, meaning smaller and smaller grit. 1,000. I'm polishing at 1,000 grit, and that's way too early. I'm curious. Very smooth. 400, that's all right. Now I found out I need to be more aggressive. I don't need to be super gentle. Did I cut too deep? Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. You have to be careful. Oh, darkness, my old friend. I went a little too hard with the 400. I got these gash marks there. Very minor, but I will take it out with some 800 with the backing pad. I just need to polish the surface. So you can see how clear we're getting it. I want to see how I'm going to deal with the inside of this. 600, okay. Oh, dude, come on, for real. The bottom I have beautiful. It's the inside. Ooh. I'll be right back. I want to try something. Dang it, that would have been so nice. This can't melt, it just burns. Oh,
I
blow my brains
don't
out.
really want to waste the time to try 600 at
No.
the beginning, but I think it might help clear
With clear
it out.
coat?
Clear coat would look like that.
Yeah, how do I get clear coat on it? I'm not gonna clear coat.
No, you'd have to just get it as good as possible on the outside.
So there's still some deep surface scratches.
You could probably use the blue on this one.
That definitely made it super nice and clear, but you see this deep surface scratches
Yeah.
still? This is good enough on the outer surface. I don't know, man, this ain't bad. This ain't bad, dude.
Whoa! That is insane. Looks exactly like the reference picture. This actually looks like it could be AI generated. The premise of this video is I'm trying to make AI slop in real life. So these shoes, I had someone model them based off of this TikTok that got like 1 million views. AI generated beer mug high heels. Has anyone tried to wear them yet?
Wear them? Oh no, we were wondering, we're like, what's he gonna do with these things?
How long did this take you, like man-hour wise?
So it was a 13-hour print. It takes about 20 minutes to clean it all off, pop the supports off, and then it cures for literally 5 minutes, clear. It's nothing too crazy. Most of it was in the polishing and, you know, like you said, sanding.
How long do you think it took you to like actually polish this?
So we probably got 30 hours
Yeah.
of labor into these. Now we learned, so we could do it in less.
Well,
Polish
if I would
these.
have known what I was doing in the beginning, it would have been 4 or 5 hours, but I put clear coat on and the clear coat didn't go well, so I just stripped the clear coat and then all the different polishing. So a long time, it became frustrating. So it was like, no, I can get it clear. So eventually they were like, it's good, dude. It's good.
Cole, do you know where this idea came from? So it's from an AI generated TikTok.
And you're making it real.
Yeah.
I respect that. I think it's interesting. You're using AI the other way.
That's a very positive attitude.
Well, you're taking AI as an inspiration. Oh, no way. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Are you gonna put beer in there?
Yes.
Let me know how it tastes.
You think this will hold beer?
Oh, 100%. So I water tested it today.
I'm not gonna be drinking like gallons out of it, but how food safe do you think this would be?
Not like FDA certified, put it in your body food safe, but for a bit, you probably would be fine.
Yeah, I don't care how toxic it is because I'm only gonna drink out of it once.
If you drink out of it while there's a foot in it, it'll end up on a different website.
We'll see who I can get to wear these.
Well, that was a great time having Alan Pan come out and see our handiwork. And if you want to see your favorite tech YouTuber do a crazy project with us, then go leave a comment or shoot them an email right now and say, hey, Vision Miners, they do all the crazy high temp 3D printing, the metrology grade 3D scanning, and all the Formlabs stuff, and they want to help you with your next crazy project. And of course, we do sell all this equipment, so if you're a business and you're interested, give us a call or shoot us an email. We help businesses pick the right equipment and then help them integrate it into their workflow for the best results. So if that's you, give us a call, shoot us an email. We are here to help. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have a positive rest of your day, and I will see you on the next video.